This story is about a satellite called Sam. His real name is Satsam, but everyone calls him Sam for short. He is not a human person like us. Sam is a computer machine. He is made of strong, very special metals and plastics. Sam was made by human beings, people just like me and you. We had a special job for Sam to do. His new job was to help us, all of us people that live on Earth. He was going to be taken up to that place us humans call space. He will be able to look down at this planet we all live on, our planet called Earth. He will be able to see everything. Sam was going to live way up high, far above the sky, beyond where we can see with our human eye. He was going to that place where the stars twinkle bright when it's dark at night. It had taken a long time to make Satellite Sam. Everyone had worked hard. Sam was going to fly in a rocket that looked like an aeroplane. He might never return to see us people here on Earth ever again. He will be living in space, that place high above the sky. We will not be able to see him. He will be too far away for us to see with our human eye. Sam will look down at Earth, everything he will be able to see. Sometimes he will even be able to see you and me. He will send messages to us all, every day and every night, telling us if there are any problems or that everything is okay and all right. The day came when Sam was ready to leave our planet Earth. Many people saw him take off and go. It was a really great show. He was loaded into the rocket that looked like an aeroplane. Once he took off, they might never see him again. Shaka Shuttle is the name of the rocket that looks like a plane. Shaka was so clever. He could fly up very high, far past the blue of our sky. He could drop things up there in space. Then Shaka can fly back down to Earth, back to us people of the human race. Once Sam was safe inside his shuttle ride, the people at United Earth Control started to count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off! Shaka roared as he took off, flames of fire shooting out of his special engines. He went faster and faster, going higher and higher, flying far up into the sky. He went past the edge of planet Earth, flying fast, until at last they arrived in the place we all call space. Sam's new home. That is where Sam is this very day, and this is where our story begins. Sam soon arrived in space. His travels had been very safe. Shaka Shuttle was very good at his job. He had even taken human people up into space in the past. Sam's ride had been smooth but fast. When at last they arrived, all alone, Shaka Shuttle helped Sam out and wished Sam good luck in his new home. That is where Sam is now. This is what planet Earth looks like to him. Sam has been living in space for a long time now. When he first arrived in his new home, he was all on his own. He had no other satellites to talk to. He had lots to do and was always very busy sending messages to us all. Sam floated about alone for a long time. He had so much work to do. He never had time to even notice that he was alone. Sam found out lots of things while he was looking down at our planet Earth. Sam could see everything because Sam had very special eyes. He could see everything that was happening here on Earth. He sent lots of messages to all of us. He told us about everything that he came to know. Sam even took lots of pictures that he could show. Sam had no time to feel alone. He worked hard. He worked very hard. In fact, so very hard that one day he felt so very tired he could not work at all. The people from Earth sent a spaceman doctor to visit Sam up in space to see what was wrong with him. The doctor said it was too much hard work for Sam to do all on his own. He needed help. People here on Earth made many more satellites that would help Sam. We many different satellites to do all sorts of jobs. Soon Sam had lots of help and many new friends to help him in his place, his home up in space. Sam still works, but not as hard. He has lots of new friends to help him and keep him company. Now that Sam does not work so hard, he has time to do what he enjoys most. Sam loves to make up tunes and rhymes. He even tells stories sometimes. When the other satellites are busy and he has some time, he thinks about what story he can tell. He also thinks about making up new tunes and rhymes. The other satellites loved to hear his stories, tunes and rhymes. They really enjoyed these times. Sam would say, "I'll tell you all what I made up today." He would tell them a story or one of his new tunes or a new rhyme. The other satellites thought this was just fine. Well, today Sam had little to do and lots of time to think about what story to tell. He might make up a new tune or rhyme. He thought about all of his friends and made up a rhyme about some of them. It took a while to make up something that he thought sounded good, but finally he thought of a rhyme. Even if he said it himself, it sounded okay, even fine. He could not wait to tell the other satellites when they had some calm time. Sam was looking forward to telling the other satellites the new rhyme he had made up this time. It was about them and the work that they do. It's the same rhyme that I am now about to tell you. Are you sitting comfy? Are you listening? Then I'll begin. This is the rhyme that Sam told them. It went just like this. Hello, my name is Sam. Satsam Satellite is who I am. I am the leader of a satellite gang. My gang and I live up high above the sky, but I must tell you, not one of us can really fly. We just float around in a great big place. The place where we live is known as space. I want you to know about my gang in space and what it is we do. Our jobs are to send messages to the human race, to people just like you, like your mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters too. We all work hard, as you will see. We help send the programs that you watch on your TV. We help everyone on planet Earth, every day of every year. Yes, we are all working hard up here. We help you all to send emails or make a telephone call. We work on lots of things that are important to you all. This is Wendy. She tells us the weather. She lets us know if the day will be wet or fine. She tells us when it will be raining and windy, or when the sun will shine. Wendy tells us the weather all of the time. This is Norman. He tells us the news. Norman News has lots of pictures that he can show to tell us things that we should know. This is Astronaut Spaceman, our doctor engineer. If one of us has a problem, he visits us up here. I have told you that we send TV programs to you. We also work hard on your computers, your radios and all of your emails too. We can send messages to every country, every nation. Our word for this is information. I have told you about some of my friends up here with me in space. You know that our jobs are to send messages to the human race. There are lots of new words we want to tell you, big words that explain the jobs that we all do. You already know that we send messages to people just like you. You now know we send messages to every country and to every nation. You know that our word for this is information. When we take a message, please believe. Our word for this is to receive. When we send a message, we must admit. Our word for this is to transmit. There are lots of us up here in space. We are all transmitting and receiving information all over the place. I hope you enjoyed my little rhyme. I have a good story to tell you next time. But for now, I must say, over and out, said Sam. The other satellites said, "Oh, Sam, tell us another story, please do. We so enjoyed listening to you." Sam said, "No, Not today, I'm busy as a bee, but tomorrow I'll tell you all about Wendy weather and the storm she could see. She made sure she told before the rain started to fall. It was important she told us before it arrived to make sure everyone stayed safe and alive. Everyone was warned and thankfully it all turned out well. Yes, that's the next story that I shall tell. So now you know a little more about Satellite Sam. You know a little more about my satellite friend known as Sam. You know he leads a satellite gang. You know they live up in space. You know they transmit and receive information all over the place, sending and receiving messages from us, the people of the human race. You know they can send messages from every country to every nation. Their word for this is information. You know that Shaka is a shuttle that looks like an aeroplane. You know he can go up to space and come back again. You know Wendy weather will tell you if she sees snow or rain. Wendy also tells us about days when it is very hot sunshine, because it does not rain all of the time. But whatever the weather, wet or fine, you can be sure that the satellites helping you are all friends of mine. I also have a satellite friend called Grace. Grace helps us travel to every place. She will also be able to help if ever you break down your car. Grace can tell the breakdown man exactly where you are. I will tell you a different story on another day, because for now I will say what satellites say. Over and out.